right? So again, these are new discoveries that I think add layers of richness to what's already been discovered and will continue to be discovered in a lab on the building blocks of aging and how to actually counter aging. Let's also add to that what can we do for our lifestyle that can affect our gut, that can affect our mind, that can affect our muscle. Let's make some sense out of some of these recommendations that are there, so that when my great uncle told me, like, he walks up, he hikes up to the tea temple to be with his buddies to drink tea. Now I'm thinking, all right, he's getting his muscles working and they're releasing hope molecules that actually influence his brain. And now he's socializing in a more positive way with his friends. And we know social interaction is something that Dan Buettner from the Blue Zones has talked about, so important for these countries where people live long. They're with other people, And by the way, I think that is something that we need to really contend with as a society. And I don't know if it's a policy issue, but it's certainly a public health issue, is loneliness. No good if you're living to whatever age you want to live to, but you're doing it alone, isolated. And so how do we address that? How do we hack that? What can we do with that? I don't have the answer to that, by the way. I'm just bringing it up as something that in this wide-ranging conversation we're having about longevity, and we're sort of covering this gray space that a lot of the pioneers haven't yet covered. But this is the area that I'm working in. I think it's really an amazing area to be able to flesh out for people the things that anchor them to their humanity as they get more years.
Welcome, everyone, to a deeply important conversation that touches upon the very essence of what it means to live well, not just long. Today, we have the distinct privilege of exploring a crucial aspect of our health span with the insightful guidance of Dr. William Li, a physician and scientist who consistently reminds us that our well-being is multifaceted and deeply intertwined with our human connections. He brings to the forefront the significant impact of loneliness on our health span, emphasizing that while extending lifespan is a worthy pursuit, the quality of those years, enriched by meaningful social connections, is equally, if not more, vital. Prepare to reflect on the profound influence of our relationships on our overall health and discover practical ways to cultivate deeper connections in our lives. Think for a moment about the images that come to mind when we consider a long and healthy life. We often envision physical vitality, mental clarity, and the ability to engage in activities we enjoy. But what about the emotional landscape of those extended years? Dr. Li raises a critical point that while medical advancements and healthy habits may contribute to a longer lifespan, the experience of loneliness can significantly diminish our health span, the period of our lives spent in good health and functional independence. He reminds us that longevity without meaningful connection can be a hollow victory, underscoring the fundamental human need for social interaction and belonging. Dr. Li emphasizes that loneliness is not simply a feeling of being alone. It is a complex emotional state characterized by a perceived discrepancy between one's desired and actual social relationships. It can affect individuals of all ages and backgrounds, even those who are surrounded by others. The impact of chronic loneliness on our health is profound and far-reaching, extending beyond emotional distress to affect our physical and cognitive well-being in significant ways. It is a silent epidemic that can erode our health span even as we potentially live longer. The scientific evidence linking loneliness to poor health outcomes is compelling and continues to grow. Dr. Li points to research that has associated chronic loneliness with an increased risk of cardiovascular disease, weakened immune function, cognitive decline, depression, and even premature mortality. The biological mechanisms underlying these connections are complex and involve stress pathways, inflammation, and alterations in brain function. Essentially, the feeling of being socially isolated can trigger a cascade of negative physiological effects that accelerate aging and compromise our health span. Dr. Li often shares stories of individuals who, despite adhering to healthy lifestyle habits, experienced a decline in their health span due to social isolation. These narratives underscore the fact that our social needs are as fundamental to our well-being as our needs for nutritious food and physical activity. Just as our bodies require nourishment and movement to thrive, our minds and spirits require connection and belonging. Neglecting our social needs can have a significant toll on our overall health and the quality of our extended years. He highlights that the experience of his great-uncle, who lived to 104, offers a valuable lesson in this regard. While his healthy habits like drinking green tea and staying physically active undoubtedly contributed to his longevity, his daily walks to the tea gathering place were equally significant. These walks provided not only physical exercise, but also consistent social interaction, a sense of community, and meaningful connections with others. This integration of physical activity and social engagement likely played a crucial role in maintaining his vitality and health span throughout his long life. Dr. Lee emphasizes that cultivating social connection is not just about avoiding loneliness. It is about actively nurturing meaningful relationships that provide support, companionship, and a sense of belonging. These connections can take many forms, including close relationships with family and friends, involvement in community groups or activities, and even positive interactions with acquaintances. The key is to have regular and meaningful social engagement that enriches our lives and provides a buffer against the detrimental effects of loneliness. He encourages us to reflect on the quality of our own social connections and to consider whether we are meeting our social needs in a way that supports our health span. Are we feeling connected and supported? Do we have regular opportunities for meaningful interaction with others? Are there ways we can strengthen our existing relationships or build new ones? These are important questions to consider as we strive not only for a longer life, but also for a life lived well, with joy and connection. Now, before we delve deeper into practical strategies for cultivating stronger social connections in our daily lives, we want to build a supportive community around this vital topic. If you are finding Dr. Lee's insights on the impact of loneliness on health span valuable and are motivated to nurture your own social connections, please take a moment to like this video. Share it with your friends and family who you believe could also benefit from understanding this important link. Subscribe to our channel for more empowering content on health and well-being. And most importantly, we invite you to share your own thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Have you ever experienced the impact of loneliness on your own well-being? What are some of the ways you cultivate social connection in your life? What are some challenges you face in this area, and what strategies have you found helpful? Your stories and insights can inspire others and help us build a collective understanding of the importance of social connection for a healthy and fulfilling life. Let's learn and grow together. Cultivating stronger social connections in our daily lives is a proactive and ongoing endeavor. Dr. Lee emphasizes that it's not about having a large number of superficial acquaintances, but rather about nurturing meaningful relationships that provide genuine support and a sense of belonging. There are numerous practical strategies we can employ to strengthen our existing connections and build new ones, enriching our lives and bolstering our health span. One of the most fundamental ways to nurture social connection is by intentionally investing time and effort in our existing relationships with family and friends. This might involve scheduling regular phone calls or video chats, planning shared activities, or simply making a conscious effort to be present and engaged when we are with loved ones. Small acts of kindness, active listening, and expressing appreciation can go a long way in strengthening these bonds. Dr. Lee also encourages us to explore opportunities for connection within our communities. This could involve joining clubs or groups based on our interests, volunteering for a cause we care about, or participating in local events. These activities provide opportunities to meet new people who share our passions and values, potentially leading to the development of new friendships and a stronger sense of community belonging. Even seemingly small interactions can contribute to our sense of social connection. Dr. Lee suggests making an effort to engage in friendly conversations with neighbors, colleagues, or even the people we encounter during our daily errands. A simple smile and a brief chat can foster a sense of connection and combat feelings of isolation. For those who may be facing challenges in building or maintaining social connections, Dr. Lee suggests exploring resources such as support groups, online communities focused on shared interests, or even seeking guidance from therapists or counselors who can provide support and strategies for building social skills and overcoming social anxiety. It's important to remember that seeking help is a sign of strength and a proactive step towards improving our well-being. Dr. Lee also highlights the importance of being open to different types of connections. Our social needs can be met through a variety of relationships, including family, friends, romantic partners, colleagues, and even meaningful connections with pets. Recognizing the value of all these different forms of connection can broaden our opportunities for social engagement and support. Furthermore, Dr. Lee encourages us to be proactive in reaching out to others, especially if we are feeling lonely or isolated. Sometimes simply taking the initiative to connect with someone can make a significant difference. This might involve inviting a friend for coffee, reaching out to a family member we haven't spoken to in a while, or suggesting a get-together with a group of acquaintances. The key, Dr. Lee emphasizes, is to be intentional about nurturing our social connections and recognizing their profound impact on our health span. Just as we consciously choose healthy foods and make time for physical activity, we should also prioritize our social needs and actively cultivate relationships that enrich our lives and support our overall well-being. Investing in our social connections is an investment in our health span and our quality of life. In conclusion, Dr. Lee brings to our attention the critical impact of loneliness on our health span, reminding us that while extending lifespan is important, the quality of those years, enriched by meaningful social connections, is equally vital. Cultivating strong social relationships is not just about emotional well-being. It is a fundamental aspect of our overall health and can significantly influence our ability to live a long and healthy life with vitality and joy. He encourages us to identify one small step we can take today to nurture our social connections. Perhaps it's reaching out to a friend we haven't spoken to in a while, making an effort to connect with a neighbor, or exploring a local group or activity that aligns with our interests. Every effort we make to strengthen our social bonds is an investment in our health span and our happiness. Now, as we conclude this important discussion on the impact of loneliness on health span, we want to invite you to become an active part of a supportive community dedicated to fostering meaningful connections. If you have found Dr. Lee's insights valuable and are motivated to nurture your own social relationships, please take a moment to like this video. Share it with your friends and family who you believe could also benefit from understanding this crucial link. Subscribe to our channel for more empowering content on health and well-being. And most importantly, please share your own experiences and tips in the comments below. What are some of the ways you cultivate social connection in your life? What are some of the benefits you have experienced from strong social relationships? Your stories and wisdom can provide invaluable support and encouragement to others seeking to build a more connected and fulfilling life. Let's learn and grow together. Thank you for joining us.